wait this out. Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, January 6, 2020. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Boyce.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Dole. Here. Crockett. Geske. Here. Phillips.
Here. We have a quorum. Tonight, as always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. We have the request for approval of our minutes from our regular board meeting from December 16th, 2019. The minutes have been included in everyone's packet, and hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections, anything that needs to be changed in regards to the minutes? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
Make it.
Motion by Boyce, second by Dole. Roll call.
Boyce.
Yes.
Dole. Yes. Martin.
Yes.
Geske. Yes. Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, have we had anybody that signed up to address the board?
No one this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Village President's report. I'm going to turn this over to Chief Swinford. We've got a officer that we are going to make a presentation to tonight. So, Chief, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, as you know, we've got an important anniversary date upon us. Patrolman Jim Ramsire is completing his 20th year of service with the Manteno Police Department, which is a very long time in police work. It's like dog years. A lot can go wrong in 20 years. But he's completed as of tomorrow? Today. Tomorrow's your birthday. That's right. Jim's done a lot of things, just about everything you can do with the Manteno Police Department. Obviously a patrol officer. He's got a master's firearm certificate, which is a very difficult certification to get. Involves 4 different weeks of training and a lot of instruction. So he's taught a lot of guys firearms over the years. Canine officer for years with his dog Wolf. Seized a lot of drugs, a lot of apprehensions. He was a KMEG officer. I worked in investigations and was a member of our SWAT team for years. So he's done about everything you can do. But I think the most important thing he's doing right now is passing that information on. Doesn't do him any good to keep it and then not pass it on to our younger officers, and he's doing an excellent job of that. So Jim, if you want to come on up. Patrolman James Ramsire, in grateful recognition of completion of 20 years of loyal and conscientious service as a member of the Manteno Police Department, we award this the 6th day of January 2020. Congratulations.
Would you like to say something?
So if I stutter, I'm sorry. A lot of people talk about why they became a cop. Mine is kind of special to me, and hopefully I can choke through it. What I'm about to say, this young lady behind me, who's my mom, will probably shake her head here in a few minutes, but believe it or not, I was this fiery, red-headed, curly tyrant years ago. Not that I am anymore. And Bill Pettit, which some of you may know, some of you may not, his mother-in-law lived next door to my grandmother. And I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. She worked at Shapiro on midnights. And that night, for whatever reason, Aunt Ginny, who was Bill Pettit's mother-in-law, babysat me. And being the tyrant I was, I don't know if she called Bill, but Bill was this ginormous man in a Kankakee County Sheriff's uniform that scared the living hell out of me. And he come walking in the door, and I don't know how old I was, 5, 6. And he told me that if I went to bed, I could have his badge, because that day he was promoted to corporal. And he sat that deputy's badge on the armrest of the couch, and I went to sleep. And I will never forget him or forget him for that. And that is why I became a cop. He had a lot of influence on me. I respected him a lot and found just squad cars, police officers, their uniforms, how they dressed, how they acted, what they did meant a lot to me. So I know that when new officers come in, they're like, I want to be, I want to protect the public, I want to do this, I want to do that. For me, this was personal. It really was. I enjoy what I do. I am looking forward to passing on everything that's in my head to this new and up and coming instructor, instructors. They're going to do a great job. I feel that our department is probably one of the best trained in the county, and I hope to pass that on. And with that being said, like I said, Robin swore me in when I started as a cop, and here I am 20 years later.
We're both still here.
And we're both still here, and y'all have to put up with me for a little bit longer, but thank you all very much for letting me serve this community.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Well, you make me feel really old because I know Bill Pettit, and I worked with Bill Pettit at the county sheriff's office, and I remember when Bill Pettit got promoted from being a patrol officer to a corporal. Like I say, Bill was a great guy, and it's funny that when people do stuff like that, they don't realize the long-lasting effects that that has on the person that they're doing it, the badge situation. Keep that in mind with all the things that you do and all the officers do with the people that you talk to and deal with every day. There's moments like that that are happening all the time. We just don't realize it maybe till 10 or 15 or 20 years later. So, thank you and congratulations. And like I say, we look forward to having you around for a lot longer. Robin's gonna stick around, so you have to too. Thank you. Just on another note, as far as employees with the village, as all of you know, over the last week, the village lost an employee. Steve Knupp, an employee of the village public works department, passed away last Tuesday morning, I believe it was. Steve was at work last Monday. And, with all the compliments that we get with the appearance of the village and how all the trees and the lights and everything that look, how nice they look. I mean, I remember, I know that, driving down Main Street in the morning, you'd see Steve out there, and he was one of the guys that was putting all these lights on the trees to make the town look nice. Steve rode that lawnmower and did all the, mowing in all the parks along with all the rest of the guys and the berm here on Main Street and taking care of all the different things. And we certainly are going to miss him and offer our condolences to his family. Steve died very suddenly, which, let's say is it makes it that much more difficult for his family and for the people who worked with him. But we certainly appreciate everything that he did for this community, and we're going to try to do what we can do to keep the town looking good, because I know he was very proud. I know that he talked about some of these lights, especially the ones on 2nd Street, wrapping around all the different trees, that they felt like that it was almost more artwork than it was just putting lights on trees. And I know that Steve really took a lot of pride in doing everything that he did, but whether it's putting up decorations or just maintaining the parks or doing what all the public works guys do. So we offer, like I say, our condolences to the Knupp family, and hopefully we can keep the town looking good without them. I have nothing further. The village administrator's report, Mr. Larock.
I have nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
Mr. Mayor, I have nothing on the agenda tonight. My next Public Works meeting is 1/28 at 7 a.m. at the Village Hall Conference Room.
Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
I also have nothing tonight, and our next meeting is not till March 18th, so I have nothing on the
You
agenda.
tell in January things are pretty slow.
It comes around pretty quick, though. March will be here.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
I do have an item, Mayor, thank you. I have ordinance 19-29, an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property, surplus municipal equipment. We are surplusing a 2013 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor because we just purchased 2 new vehicles, and we're going to keep one, and I believe, Sean, you're going to be driving that one?
No, I think that's going to be for the SRO, the School Resource Officer.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not going to.
Yeah.
But, and the other one, we'll surplus, and this will be something we'll put on eBay or what?
Yeah, how are you going to surplus this cheap through eBay? As we
We've
go?
taken care of in the past,
Okay.
auction site.
Then you've got a couple lawnmowers that we surplus last meeting that are going to be going on eBay too. So anybody that keep checking the stuff if anyone has any local people have any interest in any of that.
And my next public safety meeting is actually Wednesday, the 8th of January, which is unbelievable, we're talking about January already, at 7 a.m. at the Village Hall Conference Room. Oh, and I do, wait a minute, oh, I forgot. Most important part, my safety tip for the January 6th meeting. There are several new laws taking effect in Illinois on January 1st, but perhaps the most important one applies to anyone who drives in Illinois. The fines for violating the state's move-over law, called Scott's Law, will more than double in 2020. It comes after a significant jump in the number of drivers who crashed into squad cars last year. The law applies to all first responders assisting motorists, but also to any work vehicle in or out of a construction zone. Scott's Law was passed in 2002 after a first responder was killed along the highway. You must move over when you see flashing lights, or it's not safe to do so, you must slow down. On December 23rd, the Illinois State Police said there was 27 stationary squad cars have been struck by vehicles in 2019. That number was higher than the numbers of all ISP crashes of this sort that occurred in all of 2016, 2017, and 2018. In 2 of those crashes, troopers were killed. This doesn't even take into account of all the local and county police cars struck by motorists. Manteno police regularly assist the state police on I-57 with accidents and other incidents. Effective January 1st, the fines will become no less than $250 for a first offense and no less than $750 for a subsequent offense. Remember, when you see flashing lights, move over. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. And to highlight that also, I'd say it seems like the Manteno police are spending more and more time out assisting the state. I don't know if there's more activity, more traffic, more accidents, or if it's because there's less, state officers and, they need to have our guys go out there and assist them. But, we don't want anybody getting hurt. I don't care what department that, they're from. But, it's just, when the people are out there on the interstate and they're going, 70 miles an hour, just anytime that anybody gets hit, that does a lot of damage both to the vehicle and obviously the fatalities that have taken place. So please, if you see the lights, I don't care if they're red, blue, or yellow, get over, slow down. Don't worry about posting it on Facebook and telling everybody else. Take care of it yourself and make sure that you're off to the side of the road and give them as much room to work as possible, because and it's not just on the interstate, it's all over. Obviously the uptick in the fatal crashes, we would just assume if 2020 didn't repeat what happened in 2019. Planning and zoning, Mr. Crockett is not here tonight. He does not have any items on the agenda. He does have a planning and zoning committee meeting scheduled for January 28th at 7 a.m. at the Village Hall Conference Room, and his January meeting of the Planning Commission has been canceled. Evidently, there's nothing on the agenda to. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. I have payment of bills amount $261,555.82, which includes TIF bills out of TIF 1 of $596.49 and TIF 3 of $53.50. We have had bills authorized and paid between board cycle totaling $112,637.96. Our next finance committee meeting is scheduled for this Wednesday, the 8th at 7 a.m. at the Village Hall Conference Room. That's all I have.
Mr. Geske, General Government, Mr. Phillips.
I have nothing on the agenda tonight, Mayor.
So the only items that we'll be voting on the consent agenda are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have ordinance 1929, which is the ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property, the surplus municipal equipment, the squad car that we spoke of. And under the payment of the bills, a motion to approve of the payment of the bills in the amount of $261,555.82, of which $596.49 are TIF 1 and $53.50 are TIF 3. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I would take
I make the motion.
Take a motion to accept a single roll call vote of the question of passage of the agenda items as read. Motion by Mr. Phillips,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Martin, roll call.
A little slower though.
Phillips?
Yes.
I
I got
want
my
to get
ear.
the record.
Martin?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole? Yes. Geske?
Yes.
Motion carries. Accept the motion to approve by
I'll
automatic
make
vote the ordinance contained in the consent agenda as read. Motion by Mr. Boyce.
Yes.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Dole.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole? Yes. Martin?
Yes.
Geske?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. You have anything you want to comment on tonight, Mr. Boyce?
I congratulate Jim for all his hard work. 20 years is a long time, and he's been a good officer. That's all I got. Thank you.
Mr. Martin?
Same thing, and Happy New Year.
Mrs. Dole?
I agree, same thing, and hopefully Jim says we're not getting any more snow, so that's good. We don't have to worry about plowing or whatever. But if we do, what day of the week should they, odd and even days?
Yeah,
or
we've
whatever?
been getting some complaints because the ice rink hasn't been open, so, but that's okay.
The 40-degree weather,
Yeah, 45-degree weather, we'll take that, and the ice rink, we'll just have to wait till next year. I suspect that'll all change here shortly. Mr. Geske?
I have nothing.
Mr. Phillips?
Happy New Year.
I have nothing further, so I'd accept the motion to adjourn. Wendell?
Make the motion.
Motion by Phillips, second by Geske. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming and for watching.